my fellow Aeternians. As always, it's me, Emperor AP, and I'm in a very strange angle right now and in a very strange place for the live stream. I'm trying to make sure that the live stream is working and set up properly before I move into our Hall of the Empire. So if you guys can keep me updated on that, let me know. When people jump in the live stream, I would appreciate it. Because if everything's set up and working right, I can move, we can see if it still maintains its quality. But I was having some big issues earlier, even just being able to get a link copied to paste into our Discord server to have people hop in. So if one of you guys can comment, let us know what's going on. If the stream looks good, we're going into the Hall of the Empire. If not, I may have to keep reworking some settings. But we are here today to talk about imperial strategy. We're here to talk about how our nation has developed, and we're updating you guys. So a lot of what we were talking about in our last imperial strategy stream is now going to be going over and discussed after our founding day ceremony. So we're now officially in our 9th year, and we got to talk about what that means. Great to see everybody. Let me go ahead and check out the live chat. If you guys can, definitely like the video, definitely jump into the chat to let me know what's going on and how the live stream quality is. Because like I said, if it's good, we're going to be able to go into the Hall of the Empire. I'll get you guys set up with me and we can talk more strategy. I had trouble setting up the stream earlier, so I really wanted to make sure that everything was working and functioning before we got started. It looks like we're doing okay right now, so I'm going to go ahead and try to jump in there. Again, thank you guys for liking, for commenting, for being here. If you guys have commented, I haven't been able to see it yet, so I'm hoping everything is working out, and I'm going to just go ahead and move in. A bunch of people hearting, smiling, so I think we're good. I'll be back. To the Hall of the Empire. Welcome everyone to the Hall of the Empire. Ooh, we have 7 viewers now, 1 like. Thank you guys for being here. I hope the stream is set up well. If it is, let me know. I see somebody liked. We are talking today about imperial strategy, how we've been developing, what that really means for Aeternia, and what we can do going forward. Again, we just had our 9th founding day ceremony, so celebrating officially 9 years that the empire has been in existence. We are having some connection issues, so I'm going to try and open, but otherwise at Vitae, at Talon and Vine Farm, and how we are going to be moving into our 9th year with all of that. We discussed kind of some of the assets we have here at Talon and Vine and how that might be able to help us, which has been our strategy to provide housing for our citizens for the longest time. That is, the direction that we're moving. So, first off, I see Daniel Maloney in the chat saying hello from the Republic of Kazmira. Great to see you, Daniel, and thank you for being here. Thank you for representing Kazmira with us. So again, all of those assets, all of those benefits that we have that are connected to our territories are great. They are things that, especially here at Talon and Vine Farm, our 2nd territory, our newest territory, and by far our biggest territory, has more assets than anything we have ever had before. So going forward, this is our to develop the rest of the empire. We use these assets and utilize them, but that is paltry. Even those amazing assets, even those things that will provide us so much benefit in comparison to the people helping us now. So I'm incredibly excited to announce that excuse me, goodness, have something stuck in my throat. I'll grab some water in just a moment. But I am proud to announce that we were able to officially appoint multiple citizens to high positions in our government as nobles moving forward. So we are now gathering our government, we are reforming, we are improving, and hopefully we will be set up shortly to have our first government meeting. This will be something private, this will be something that's set away from the public, but it'll be something that allows us to regroup, to understand our strategy that we're going to be talking about today, and have everybody participate in that, have every single piece, every component, and every interest of the empire coming together to provide benefit. So those people are really the core of our strategy. And when we were talking previously about imperial strategy and about what we're going to do and how we utilize all the assets that the empire has to create this country that can be recognized, that can be accepted, and can provide true benefit to its local communities, we did not hardly discuss labor. We hardly discussed the people who have made this empire what it is. So we part. So now in our update, celebrating these people after how does people connect actually help to make it run. Like the live stream jumped out for a second. Know if everything is better. Some people are saying that it's lagging. Please let me know if it's continuing. I see a few different comments. Hello to everyone who's new joining in. Petrucci Jr. says, so what is this, some sovereign citizen talk? Absolutely not. The Empire of Aeternia is a micronation. So we are trying to create a country, but we don't believe, oh, we don't have to obey US law. Oh, we don't have to listen to all of agreed upon rules of society. We absolutely, it feels crazy to pause just in the middle of a sentence like that. There are fundamental flaws in those societies that cannot just be fixed by participating in them, unfortunately. So instead of trying to push against the large storm of people who have built and created that macronation, that society, like the US, for example, there are many things in the US that I think are designed into the creation of it, the operation of it, that a lot of people in the United States want, that is their goal, that's their interest, that's the point of the United States running, that I personally don't like and would prefer to live in a society that didn't have those things. At the same time, I don't think there necessarily is another society that I would go, oh, this really matches my culture, oh, this really is connecting to who I am, and this is the place that fits. I am from the United States. I was born and raised there, and I don't think it's necessarily right for me to go, oh, I should just go to someone else's society and start trying to impose my views on them to change that society. I want to create a different society, fundamentally. I want to do it legally, I want to do it the right way, but I want to be able to design and create something that supports the people who exist within it. And that doesn't start with, okay, snap my fingers, I'm going to take the license plates off my car, I'm going to do all these things, I just don't accept the rule of law. That's ridiculous. What we are trying to do is to use the legal boundaries that we have, the territories, the assets that we own legally, to provide for people and to say, hey, we are trying to create a different nation. If you want to be a part of that, if you want to become a citizen of that, there are additional rules. There are laws on top of the laws that you already follow and agree to that you need to adhere to in order to be a part of our society. And we use those laws and we use those assets and those people to further our cause, to be able to further get recognition and push for territory and assets that are outside of the jurisdiction of different countries until the point that we achieve that, until the point that our influence and our abilities and our control over our territories is so defined and so clear that it is ridiculous to not declare us, not recognize us as an independent nation. So that is our goal, that's what we're pushing for, and we have a number of citizens who are incredibly amazing and talented who are helping us to push for that in our 9th year. So that's what we're discussing. If you want to learn more about why we're doing what we're doing, the culture behind what we're doing, the ideology, go check out some of our other videos. I highly recommend them, and we need to do an update on those as well. So for anybody coming in wondering what the heck we're doing, great question. Stick around, let's talk about it, let's debate, let's discuss. But for everyone else, we need to discuss what we've been doing. For everybody who's been watching us and been here and been trying to see, what happens after Founding Day, that's what we're here to discuss. So before I get too far into it, I do want to say, if you haven't watched our Founding Day videos, I highly suggest you do. The first one was the Founding Day ceremony, where you get to see people hang out and participate in our country, in our culture, in our traditions with us, and be able to see people get appointments and people get special awards and thanks and praise for being a part of our society and helping to build that. From there, that's I think a 15-minute long video or so, and it is just a pretty rough cut of the day, showing what it is that we did, discussing a little bit about how things went. And then from there, we have a second video that we put out just a couple days ago that is on all of the amazing testimonies that different micronations sent us, talking about their relationships with Aeternia and what Aeternia means to them and why, you know, they may celebrate on our founding day. So that is a big part of it as well, and that was a second video. So if you guys want to check that out, if you're interested in learning more about where our nation is at this point, 9 years from its inception, those are the videos to check out. James, great to see you here. Thank you for supporting us. Petrucci Jr. says, really appreciate you taking the time to explain like a normal human. Of course, it is very hard when we discuss this. I discuss this with people locally. I discuss this with friends. I discuss this with people in my life. I meet people and I have to explain, I am the leader of a micronation. This is what we're trying to do on our properties. This is how we're developing and what we're working toward. And it's sometimes a little bit confusing. It's sometimes a little bit concerning for people. And so to be able to say, we have to be transparent. You need to be able to come and see what we're doing. The world needs to be able to see what we're doing. And we need to be operating as appropriately as possible to not cause concern for people, to not be something that just feels like a kooky sideshow attraction. We want to be taken seriously. We're going to work to be taken seriously. And more than that, even if people don't take us seriously, we're going to provide effort and we're going to provide benefits to their community. We're going to feed their people. We're going to take care of the people who aren't getting what they need in that local community. And we're already trying to start that. We're already building the assets. We're already building the Garden of Nations that we have 2 different nations right now supporting and helping us with. We have Beatus Crass, who has been a longtime patron of ours, and we're incredibly lucky. They're based out of Texas. And we also have the Empire of Primario with Imperial Prince Luna at the helm, who has been a supporter of the channel for a long time, who's also based out of Texas. So right now we have 2 micronations in Texas that have somehow independently formed a Texan micronational pact to assist our garden, which has been incredible. We're getting a lot of love out of Texas, apparently, and we're really grateful for it. So now we're trying to continue that. In fact, my big excitement to show you guys today on stream was to show the garden updates. We have 2 raised garden beds right now that have been doing quite well, and we're trying to get a 3rd built and start to put some produce in there. But that being the case, when I tried to start getting ready for the stream, about an hour before the stream, it starts pouring down raining. It becomes really, really difficult to do anything. So I just decided, we'll have a strategy stream, we'll discuss, we'll connect, and we'll figure out where we go from here. Again, this is the tipping point between 9 years and 10 years for us. This is our 9th year that we're running with, and so we want to make it big. We want to be able to go to our 10th founding day, start out our 10th year, our decade of existence with a big, big bang. So this year, having these assets, having these opportunities is really make or break. We're really going to try to, I say make or break, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but this really is a point that we need to push for. This is a time that we can show what we're worth, and I think we're primed to do it. So that's a lot of talking to not get into what we're discussing. Great to see everybody. Kochiko, James, great to see you. Ruteshia, great to see you. Ruteshia says, is Aeternia in nature? So we have 2 different territories. We have our capital territory of Vitae, which is very natural. It is almost completely undeveloped. We had to develop a driveway to even access it by road, which was difficult, time-consuming, and the most expensive project we have undertaken other than the purchase of those territories. So that was the first one. Again, that's very natural. We are trying to develop it, unfortunately, so it will be less natural, maybe unfortunate to you, but we're trying to create more there. So we want to work with nature, but it is not going to be completely in nature. It is going to be a little village, if you will. Next, we have Talon and Vine Farm, which is where we're at currently. This is our second territory, by far our most recent territory, and it is quite large. It is a farm. It's a little farm. We are incredibly excited to be here. There's a ton of assets here. And there's some natural places. I will say a lot of it has been farmed in a very Western way. It's, you know, it's a field. You can, you know, it looks like a little farm with a field in the back. But we also have a nice couple acre pond. And I say couple acres. The pond itself is probably 0.8 acres, something like that, but the surrounding forest and everything that's right there hasn't really been farmed, hasn't really been developed too much. That is total about 2 acres, and that's a pretty natural spot as well. So we have a lot of opportunity here. I believe it's a spring-fed pond, but I'm not certain about that. It stays very cool, I think year-round, so very consistent temperature, I suppose, year-round. So we are excited to be able to develop that. There's more here than we can possibly develop in any short order, but we're pushing for it. And if it stops raining, I will show you guys the garden. I will do that update. Warren Lynette says, hello. Hey, Warren Lynette, great to see you. Thank you for being here. It's great to see Warren Lynette and a lot of longtime friends in the chat. Teshia says, we don't recognize online or external declarations of war. Yeah, I agree. As we always say, war is stupid. James says, any attempts to marshal any form of army against us will lead to nothing less than the police being called and you and your army being trespassed from the property. Thank you, James. James, if you guys don't know, is the pact bearer for the Empire of Aeternia. He is a noble in the House of Others. He is a noble, he is a high-ranking government official here in the Empire of Aeternia. In case just saying noble of the House of Others sounds weird and abstract. He is a high-ranking member of our government. He is someone who is the embodiment of our agreements. He is somebody who deals with both citizen affairs, international affairs, and is really about trying to make sure that the promises that Aeternia makes are kept. That's a tall order for James, but he's an incredible guy, and we are lucky to have him. So thank you for being here, James, and thank you for keeping everybody straight and in line about what it is that the Empire does and what it is we're willing to accept and what we won't. That is exactly like James. I certainly appreciate it. Petrucci said, I completely get it. Shit, I even get the sovereign community. They're just not going about it the right way. This community is definitely giving change to that. Really like that. Thank you, Petrucci. If you're interested, we have a citizenship application down below. Down below in the description, we have a citizenship application. You can check that out. Please apply. We have some rules, very limited. The only 2 things that we require guaranteed for citizenship, things you absolutely must have in order to even be considered for application or for acceptance, appointment as a citizen, is first, you need to not be a part of any other micronation. That's just because a lot of people in the micronational community develop micronations and like to join other micronations, and that is a wonderful way to connect those communities and those cultures, but sometimes it can take people's efforts elsewhere. It can spread efforts thin and make it difficult to really progress. So that being the case, the second rule that we have is that you must either pay our $1 a month citizenship tax on Patreon. It's the lowest tier on our Patreon. You can check that out if you're interested. If not, all you have to do is support us in some way. We have roles, we have plenty of things that need to be done, in particular recruitment, hanging out on our Discord, being able to support and manage our online community, being able to help us create content, providing different particular expertise and skill sets and consultation for us is huge. So if you feel like you're interested in what we're doing and want to learn more and potentially help us grow what we're doing and connect, please do so. We would love to have you. That being the case, James says, the gall of some people. How's everyone in the chat doing today? It's great to see you, James. I'm doing well personally. I hope you're doing well. Again, coming out of our 9th founding day, this is something pretty exciting to be pushing forward with. As well, I need to drop in our governmental group chat about when our first meeting should be. I think everybody said Fridays are good, so I want to reach out about that. But I'll be following up in our group Discord there shortly after stream. So if you don't mind, James, when you get a chance, let me know about whether you're available for that in the group Discord chat, and I'll follow up by asking in general. Willinette says, the plan we set up, the plan is set up, but let's change the topic now, shall we? Sure. So, to jump forward, I'm just going to scroll through a little bit on the comments. If anybody really has something pertinent to tell me, let me know. The biggest thing that we are trying to focus on right now, again, is our people. We have all these assets, we have all of these things that we are able to offer the community, and yet we do not have enough hands to fully utilize it. Right now, for example, we discussed how we have, perfect. Hope everybody's doing all right. Had a little bit of sketchiness with the stream. We have been trying to look at what's available out here at Talon and Vine, and we had 3 different crops that we didn't plant out here. They've been existing out here for quite some time, and they are all 3 native species to Alabama. So incredibly excited processing. Excuse me, I think the stream cut out for a second. We have a ton of issue in collecting and processing that because we don't have the manpower to take it on. So, for example, we were able to make a good bit of elderberry syrup. Right now, our elderberry crop is just about at the end of its life. We have maybe 1 or 2 collections we can make, again, to just try and finish that off. But we have more elderberry syrup than we personally know what to do with at the moment. And we have just enough that we could sell a little bit, but we really don't have a ton. A lot of it we are just letting fall back to Mother Earth and create a new crop for us next year. That's not necessarily bad, it's just not quite the utilization of that crop we want. So the next crop that's coming up is our muscadines and scuppernongs, which are like a muscadine that's just a green grape. Muscadine scuppernongs, they are effectively wild grapes native to a lot of the southeastern United States, in case you don't know what they are. They're very big when they're ripe, they're very sweet, and they're really cool. They're just a unique little crop here, and we have quite a bit of them. I was worried that birds would decimate them because when we first came out here, there were hardly any bunches on the vines. There were a few that were making it through, but birds were attacking them relentlessly, and yet even still toward their preparation for harvest, as they're getting sweeter and sweeter and closer to time for us to actually harvest them, they are starting to come through in full fruition. So we're getting to see a lot of a crop that we will be able to yield again moving forward further into the fall and nearing the winter. And then in the winter, we will have our pecan tree that will make, I'm sure, trillions of pecans. It's a huge pecan tree, and we will be able to utilize that. So those are things that are benefits to us. They're great, but we almost have to, have events here, host people to come and forage them or to help us pick them. And, you can pick your own and, $5 and you can have a basket or whatever. Trying to figure out strategies like that, and we've done a little bit of that, is helpful. It's good. Again, processing the elderberries, for example, into syrup and selling that. We have made a couple sales. We've been able to generate a little bit of support for the Empire through that. Even still, though, it is not huge capitalization on those resources. We're not really taking advantage of them like we could be. And so this year, we came out and started developing here at Talon and Vine Farm pretty much when all of those things were coming to a head, right when the elderberry season started, right before muscadine and scuppernong season, and then leading into pecan season. So we are coming in full force, trying to make use of what we can this year. And I think what one of our big goals are going to be with, especially our local citizens, two of those government officials are local citizens. We have both in the House of Solace, a brand new House of the Empire of Aeternia, a brand new governmental agency we have created. 2 of those nobles are Joey Beck, who is a noble in the House of Solace, dealing in being the vanguard of Vitae. He is the person primarily responsible for our capital territory, and in particular, his skill set deals in first aid and emergency preparedness, as well as in building. So he's going to be a great asset for us in discussing kind of this wild, natural place that we have out at Vitae and trying to get things started and working in our way there in a safe and cautious manner. And then as well, we transition to another guy, a great friend, and of course, a strong leader in our government, another noble in the House of Solace, and that is David Morris. David is going to be our right of Talon, and in being the right of Talon, he is effectively the primary labor force here at Talon and Vine Farm. He is going to be the person who is describing out and figuring out exactly what needs to be done and when it needs to be done here, and trying to plan out that labor, trying to understand, okay, for example, if we're getting into farming and we're really focusing on that, when do we need to have different things done at what parts during the season, so that we know, hey, ahead of time, a month ahead, 2 months ahead, 3 months ahead, we need to be doing all of these little other smaller tasks so that by the time harvest comes, we are ready. That'll also get into, him having to help us discuss things with marketing, with other stuff like that, that will be not his purview, but will be something that we need to try and outsource, get additional citizens to assist with, what have you, that all go into that. So all of these roles I'm describing sound like individual kind of closed sections, but they're really not. They're all going to play a role in how we develop and plan out the next year for our empire. And in particular, especially with Joey and with David, being here and being local and being able to help out, it's really going to be up to all of us to decide where those resources are best invested, where our time is best spent, with the limited amount of time we can all meet and work together and utilize those resources efficiently. So, all that being said, that is a big part of our plan. That's really what we're staking ourselves on here, is that all of these amazing, talented people can come together and help us and push forward. And that all leads to, of course, the only one that I haven't mentioned as of yet, who is a noble in the House of Others, similar to James, which is Dakota Mills. Dakota is going to be the vine-born herald. He is going to be somebody, hopefully, who is discussing with you all what it is to be an Aeternian, who is going to be updating you on our news and our interests and what we're pushing for. And so in addition to having me here on these live streams, you may get a short or two here and there. You may get a little video snippet from Dakota that helps to keep things more regular, that helps to keep us connected and working with you all. So between James and between Dakota, connecting with you guys, keeping our pack strong, being able to reach out to the micronational world as a herald for Dakota, and then of course having having Joey and David out here, being able to actually work and help build and plan those things. As far as the physical labor, those go hand in hand. All of those roles are going to play into how successful we are. We have people who are spread around the United States. We have people who are here locally. And so putting all of our resources together, I think, is going to really make the biggest impact and hopefully allow us to connect to other people, just like some of the people here in this chat who may be interested in joining the Empire and becoming part of what we're doing here, and hopefully people locally who feel like we are providing a benefit that we can show opportunity to and who want to take advantage of that. As we're talking, I see 14 viewers, 9 likes. Thank you guys for being here. I notice as well that it is beautiful outside. The clouds have parted, the skies have opened up, and it seems that now we are ready and available, if you all are, to show you the development of the garden. I am so excited to get to show you guys some of the produce that we have been growing. It's small, it's still developing, but it is real produce. It's something that is impressive to see. And so in order to talk about our strategy and develop what we're doing, we might as well show you guys. So give me just 1 second and I will be there. I say that, and then I was going to leave all the lights on in here. So let me be a little less regal for one moment and turn off these lights, correct my mistake, and then I will teleport you with my magic imperial abilities to our garden. Give me just one moment and I will be right with you. Eternia forever. Okay. We are approaching the garden. Is everyone ready? Here we go. Hey, 19 viewers, thank you guys for being here. Let me show you this beautiful garden we are working with. First off, I cannot do a proper tour of the garden without, of course, showing off the Garden of Nations sign, and of course the two nations right now, along with the Empire, that are helping us to make it happen. We have Beatus Crass right here. We have the Empire of Primario right there. Both amazing Texan micronations helping to try and make the world a better place and try to feed our local community. That being, and Aeternians as well. We will need to eat as well. So, that being the case, let me show you what it is that our little garden bed is doing. This is our very first garden bed that we set up out here, that we planted in. And this is looking quite nice. Let me go in and show you guys what we're working with here. We have 3 different pepper plants right here. We have our smallest one right there. It is just barely producing, but you can see a lot of these little flowers on here. Those things, if I can get close in and show you the flowers. Let's see. Okay, might be able to see, yeah, like 1 or 2 right there. Those little flower buds, those are going to be the things that are turning into the actual, these guys right here, turning into the actual peppers. And we might even see a little pepper, yep, right there, starting to form. Yep, little tiny pepper right there. Cool. That's a baby pepper, that's not too impressive. What about this one? Okay, so we have in here a lot larger flowers forming. You can see there's quite a bit more growth. It's a little bit more impressive. And again, more of those flowers forming, more of those peppers forming as well. So this one's going to produce quite a bit for us if this growth and these flowers are any indication. And then you think this one looks real small right here and real puny, but actually it is quite the large pepper plant. It is our largest pepper plant. And it has a number of peppers already growing on it. So I can show you this one, which is pretty cool. Let me zoom up on it. Got this one. These are bell peppers, I believe. So they have some growing to do still, but this is probably one of our larger ones right there. And then we have a third one. Well, I don't know. This one's catching up too. Right here, if you can see it right there. And then we even have a 4th one growing up right there. Oh, 5th one too, right here. This little baby bell. Baby bell right there. Okay, so we have about 5, it looks like, maybe 5 bell peppers growing just on this one plant alone, and then we'll have several more growing on those. So we're having some progress. We'll have to keep taking care of these guys, monitoring them, make sure they actually grow to what they should grow to, the size that would be ideal for us to pluck them and eat them. What I have right here are 2 beetles. 2, I believe, Japanese beetles, which are an invasive species, and they are something we do not want in our little garden. So what we're going to do is we are going to unfortunately inflict the most serious punishment for those who trespass in the Empire of Aeternia, especially those who are an invasive species. We will be feeding them to our monstrous dinosaur brethren, the quail. So I just dropped those in there. I think they're going to be able to find them, but if they do, those bugs are in for it. So now I will pan back, excuse me, to showing you guys the rest of the garden, getting everything set up there. The other real impressive thing I want to show you guys is this huge eggplant plant right here. You can see it shaking. It is covering up our bell pepper plant, actually. These guys are kind of competing for resources here. So one of the big things we're going to be doing in the garden pretty quickly is actually separating these guys out and providing them a little bit more space to continue to grow and not block the light for each other. But as I turn right here to show you guys, again, this eggplant plant, pretty big. There is another Japanese beetle on there. I didn't quite make it to the quail cage, but I'm sure that'll come back to haunt me at some point. So we have, see if I can get you guys another close shot, continuing the interest, continuing the excitement here. We have one eggplant forming. Oh goodness, my hair's in the way. We have, let me see if I can show it, one eggplant forming right here in the back. You can check that guy out. We have another one, pretty impressive. I actually didn't see him a moment ago, but now that I have seen him, he is growing. He is a full-on eggplant that is growing back here. Kind of hard to see, actually. Not sure if I'll be able to move him without him getting damaged, so I won't take the risk there. But there is another one there. There is, of course, one of these beautiful eggplant flowers that you can see that will turn into our eggplant at some point. Very pretty, very exciting. And then, if I can show you guys, if I can get you real down low with me, let's see. You about at the right height? I think so. Let's see. Where is it? Right here. A little too far. We have our eggplant growing. Our eggplant is getting a little bit bigger, although it is pretty slow. I think our plant is putting the majority of its interest into growing new eggplants, but we still have this little baby that we can pick at some point and will be quite nice. So this guy's growing. This guy, I think, is going to be a little bit bigger here in the next few weeks, but we will have other eggplants. It looks like at least 3 or 4 little eggplants that we'll get from that. And then last but certainly not least, our big boy, our cabbage. Now this cabbage is the most visually stunning of our crops, but of course it is limited in its development as well currently. It's growing up quite a bit. It has had some battles, as you can see, with cabbage worm. So this is a big problem with cabbages. A lot of people use pesticides to try and control that. We are not using pesticides currently. So I suppose, even though not necessarily intentionally, we can label our stuff as organic. We are not using any pesticides, any sprays, anything like that. And so we are now slowly getting this little cabbage head to form. It's going to take a little while for it to actually be big. It's about tennis ball, baseball size, about like that, if we were to harvest it now. Of course, we'd have these beautiful cabbage leaves to eat on that have had some other snackers as well be a part of that diet. But if we can go ahead and pick this when it gets a little larger, we will have a nice little cabbage. And then as well, our other cabbage, our experimental cabbage, this was one that we had that was extra that we thought was just going to die. And so we really didn't want to put a ton of effort into putting it in the garden bed and wasting the space in the garden bed on something we were almost certain was going to die. So we just threw it out here. We said, hey, if you survive, you survive, and we'll hope for you. And so we put a little bit of straw around it, started to set it up, and it is flourishing. It's getting eaten up by bugs right now, but it has been growing quite a lot. It's more impressive than I thought it would be, for sure. So we will continue to clear the area of weeds as much as possible for it, continue to water and fertilize it, and hopefully with all of these soybeans in the back of the field, they will fix a lot of nitrogen for it, so it'll be good. And we will have it keep growing as much as it possibly can. So that is all the first garden bed. Hey, Emperor Luna said, nice, we made it to the stream. Thank you so much for being here, Emperor Luna. And I believe I sent you a visual of this, but just in case you haven't seen it, Primario right next to Beatus Crass. As the 2 sponsors currently of the Garden of Nations, we're incredibly honored to have one of these sponsors here with us today. And I hope you have enjoyed the fruits of our labor, not just my own meaning, but ours together, as Emperor Luna is an investor in this garden. This is part Emperor Luna's, part Primario's work. So thank you, Primario. Thank you to Beatus Crass for making this happen. And again, this is just our first garden bed. This was the one that we planted quite a bit ago, maybe 3 or so weeks ago. And this is already at this point growing up quite large. Now, let's move to the second garden bed. Here, we have our second garden bed. This one I'll probably put you guys a little further back so that I can really show you what's going on. And then as we need some close-ups, we'll get them. Hope everybody can hear me all right. Let me make sure that my mic is good. It seems like it. Okay, here we are. So, again, we have a similar setup with our bell peppers. We have 3 bell peppers here. We're going from, we had tallest on the, let me do from your guys' direction, tallest on the right, shortest on the left in the first bed. And now we have the opposite where it is, shortest on the right, tallest on the left. So that is something that we've been, puppy's trap. And that's why we have to finish nailing together that garden bed. I will be able to show you guys in just a moment the exciting news that the puppy's kind of spoiled by, unfortunately, climbing all over something they shouldn't be climbing on. But right now we have our 3 bell pepper plants in this second raised bed, and those are in front of 3 significantly large tomato plants. Now these are going to be cherry tomatoes, of course, so they're very, very small. But you can see we already have a few little cherry tomatoes on them. Of course, our bell pepper plants are small. They haven't produced any bell peppers yet, but we have some little tomatoes right here. They're growing up. Again, and we have quite a few flowers, as you can see, so it seems like our tomato plants will do quite well. I need to learn a little bit more about pruning tomato plants properly so that we can get the maximum yield possible. But even still, we are, looking at probably 30 to 40 little tomatoes here just from these 3 plants. And so we can see another one right there, another cluster right there. I'm not sure if that's one. This is kind of weird, actually. But that's a little cluster right there of flowers. This one may have a couple clusters. This one isn't doing as crazy as the other ones, it seems. This one's primarily focused on, there's another little cluster right there. Let's see if I can cover that up so you guys can see it a little better. Right there. And then, of course, our middle plant. Trying to do some. It has its limitations as well. You got 6 right there, it looks like. Maybe a few more off to either side. That one's harder to check on, of course, as it's in the middle. But that's significant progress. From the last time we had one of these live streams, there was absolutely nothing that we could really show. Comrade Stickman says, what do I use for fertilizer? That's a great question. So right now we have been using quail dung. We have been using bird poop as a fertilizer. It is super, super high in nitrogen, which is great for our plants. But the issue is you cannot use it directly. It is so intense in nitrogen that it will burn your plants and will damage them. So what you have to do is, in our case, we're putting a little bit of quail manure inside of a much larger container, filling that with water. Exactly, Comrade Stickman. He says you should water it down. That's exactly what we do. So we create one concentrated liquid. Take a little bit of the quail manure, put it into a jar, fill that jar up with water. That's a super concentrated version. That'll burn your plants. Then you take that one, pour a little bit of that already watered down one into a larger container, maybe like a gallon container. And then that one you fill with a bunch more water, and that is your fertilizer. Comrade Stickman says, I use chicken manure. That works the same. Yeah, absolutely. Chicken manure is great. And then if you can find some like potassium, some like calcium, a few other different vitamins, minerals that you can give to your plants that'll help. I think potassium is a big one for flowering. So if you can think about that, those are also beneficial. A lot of those nutrients you can get actually from plant matter. So you can take plant matter, create what they call a compost tea, where you just let weeds and other things from the garden go into water and sit and rot and release all of their nice nutrients into the water. And then that's a super concentrated, fertilizer that you can give to your plants as well. There's a lot there. Oh, sorry. They said, please call me Serbska. Okay, can do. Albanian says, well, Emperor AP, how are you doing today? Doing well. How about you? Thank you for asking. It's a little rainy right now. It was beautiful just a second ago, and then it started raining again. And of course, we have the amazing and wonderful Tiff here. Hey, Tiff. I was showing off the garden.
I know. I heard the puppies whining.
You heard the pup? Okay, so here's what happened, everybody.
With it, and then that one fell down and what, Chewy got stuck under it?
Q got stuck under it. So let me show. Yes, Chewy was standing on top of Q with this thing. Yeah, see that bad dog? You see that bad dog? She is causing us problems. So this is our third garden bed. We are officially onto the third garden bed for the Empire of Aeternia. So hopefully by the time this one gets filled and gets plants put in it, that second garden bed will look like the first, and the first will look near ready for harvest. So more growth, more development for the Empire of Aeternia here. I haven't nailed this together. I figured if it was a beautiful day, the ideal day for doing it, we would have spent the stream nailing this one together, getting it ready for filling with dirt. However, because it is not, we're talking strategy. But I did want to show you guys the garden, get everything set up so that everyone knows what we're working toward, what we have. Right now I am officially trapped in here, but I will find my escape shortly. But this is our third raised garden bed. This is going to be pounds and pounds of food for us. You know, if you have just one of these raised beds, you may think, you know, that's a lot of effort for a little bit of output. You're getting, you know, a handful of tomatoes, you're getting a handful of peppers, you're getting, well, 1 or 2 eggplants. That's a few dollars at the grocery store. It's maybe 20 bucks at the grocery store, although things are getting quite a bit more expensive. That may not be worth it. You know, 1 head of cabbage, something like that. This is going to be smaller than one I could get at the grocery store. But that being the case, there is a lot going on here. So you have that one bed that's producing just a little bit. You have this second bed that's starting to produce a little bit. You have this third bed that starts to produce a little bit, and they're all producing different varieties. So as we learn more about what they call plant guilds, different plants that work together well and harmonize and assist each other with different benefits or with pest limits and pest protection. What? Hey, thank you, Tiff. Love you. First off, Tiff said she was the first viewer of the live stream. So if anyone else was in the live stream before Tiff, you got to let her know. But I think she's probably right on it. So she's calling you guys out. She's calling you guys out for it. That being the case, yes. So we are 100% going to be able to grow a few different things, try to learn more about those food guilds so that these plants we are putting in each garden bed actually benefit each other and work together in kind of a symbiotic way. And once we can do that, we will be able to get not only a large variety of, a large ultimate crop by just having more and more and more raised garden beds. We'll have more and more and more produce. But then on top of that, we are going to get a larger and healthier variety of produce by being able to kind of micromanage these beds. So that being the case, there is a lot to talk, a lot to do. Emperor Luna saying, yay for more food. Yes, absolutely. We will have more food. And again, this isn't, you know, we can't feed the entire community with this. We can't bring a box to every Aeternian's door like we would like. But this is enough for us to lower our grocery bill. This is enough for us to be able to start to provide additional self-sufficiency that can go into continuing to build the garden and continuing to expand and make improvements. Being able to provide some assistance to our citizens as well. Again, we have Joey and David who are locals here. And unfortunately, though, we wish we could provide Dakota and James more assistance directly with things like that. That's some help for some of our citizens. That motivates people, that allows us to do more. So somebody down at the bottom of the comments asked, how is this a micronation? That is exactly how. Let me go ahead and wipe the lens so you guys can see a little bit better, but that is exactly how. We are a country. We are a group of people who have citizens within us. I am a citizen of the Empire of Aeternia. There are other citizens of the Empire of Aeternia, and we are building things that are going to directly provide for those people, that are going to make sure that they spend less money in the macronation that they live in, that they are able to support themselves a little bit easier in case they have some sort of catastrophe that does require them to spend a lot of money or exert a lot of resources to survive and to maintain their own life. And then as well, that is allowing us to be able to show benefit to other people. So it's not only, hey, we're able to grow a few crops, look at us. It's, we have something that is valuable. There are other people who don't have money to go to the grocery store right now, that don't have the ability to spend a lot regularly on food or on eventually electricity and things like that. The more we can provide to those people, housing, the more we can provide to those people, the more we are able to say, we are doing what other countries, what their country, their home country is not able to do for them. Their business that they work for may be able to provide them some income, but that's in exchange for something. That is something that is, ultimately much more beneficial for the employer. Here, we are able to provide a significant amount of direct benefit to that person and say, because you are an Aeternian, because you have put in this effort here, we are able to provide you significant benefit. And as the more Aeternia grows, the more development there is, the more we can provide to each citizen. So, let's see. Albanian says, what are you going to plant in the third garden bed? That is a great question, Albanian. We are trying to figure that out. We still have a few plants that are surviving over there from our move. So that's what happened with these other ones. And actually, I'll move over here to give you guys a better view than just the gray sky. Tiffany is actively trying to assist our eggplant and pepper plant from moving away from each other. She's trying to get our pepper plant, it looks like, to be put into a little support structure, like for tomatoes, so that way it can be separated from our eggplant. They can both get enough sunlight, and our peppers can thrive. That being the case, right now a big question is we're trying to see how much of those plants are going to survive. And then the next thing is we're trying to move forward with what we're going to plant in the fall. So, Serbska, that is a great question. And my apologies, I think I changed the name again. Serbska, that's what we're probably going to do, is try to throw what we can of the rest of our growing vegetables in there. And then what we can't, we will be looking for the fall season. I have the most cold tolerance as we go into the later fall and eventually into the winter. One of the nice things about being in Alabama is that we are in the northern part of Alabama, so it can get relatively cold, but it's rare to have a deep and intense freeze. So, that being the case, we can hopefully provide a good bit of benefit to these individual plant beds because they are raised by actually creating little micro greenhouses around them. I don't know how effective we'll be at that this year. We may have to just cut our losses, and once winter hits and our plants die off, we're going to say that's the end of the season for us. Come back next year with a new strategy, start to prepare for the spring planting season, and then move forward with getting a lot earlier harvest. You know, this year we're toward the end of the summer, spring harvest planting season, starting into the fall. And so we will get some harvest this year, but especially once we start really hard in the spring next year, we will have multiple harvests, I think. So we'll do quite well. And that's what we're looking to. What we can do to extend out our harvest season a little bit longer, our growing season a little bit longer, by putting in more of those cold tolerant plants. And that'll be how we salvage the rest of the year to move forward for next spring. Non-stationary Kochiko says, nice, almost self-sufficient. That's the idea between developing this stuff, between developing our power self-sufficiency, working with electricity and storage and generation of electricity. That is going to be a big part of it as well. So that's slow going, but we have made videos showing the little bit of progress we've been able to make there. Once we're able to get a proper working setup out here, it should be stronger than anything we have ever had. We haven't ever had a super stable place to start developing and actually sectioning out an area to develop a solar power grid, for example, and to be able to provide connections for transforming that power and storing that power. So now we have the components of those things, and we finally have a space to actually set up that is dedicated for creating that and improving it. So I'm not sure exactly when that will be our top priority, but sooner or later we will be getting something out here, and it will be well planned, and it will be hopefully pretty excitingly executed. Serbska says, what do you think about those carrots? You should plant before the season ends. That's a great idea. I know you said you could get a lot of carrots out, and carrots, I believe, are a fairly cold hardy plant, so that may not be a bad idea. If we don't plant carrots in our third bed, we may consider planting them in our fourth. So definitely not a bad idea. They said that doesn't make it a nation. Never mind an empire. More barbarian nonsense. Bye. That's wild. You sound like an NPC on Civilization 5. I'll be back. And I'm dating myself by calling it Civilization 5 instead of whatever civilization number we're on. Oh yeah. Oh snap. Tiff found more plants. Okay, hold on. You gotta show everybody. Oh, all right. I'm jiggling the camera. I hope you guys can see those. I think so. We got, like she said, one right here, dangle, dangle, dangle. We got this one right there. Oh, it's kind of tucked back there. Yeah, yep. We got 2 more eggplants. Amazing. So we're looking at a total of 3 active eggplants on that plant, not to mention a few more flowers going there. Probably we'll have 4 or 5. Emperor Luna said, whoops, swipe the stream trying to raise the volume. I'm back. Thank you for being back, Emperor Luna. It means a lot to have you supporting us and helping us out here. Yeah, so again, going on to our 3rd garden bed right now. Once we get that filled up and supported, we will have some more plants in there. Tiff, what are you thinking for the 3rd bed? Do you have opinions?
Strawberries.
That is true. And I have heard strawberries are tough because they can like poison other plants potentially.
I have to find something that specifically is fine with it. But there's also a trellis over there, and we could plant them just directly in the ground.
That is true.
And grow up that.
Oh yeah, one would probably get a lot larger strawberry plants that way. We also had a big unfortunate incident with blueberries.
Blueberries. Will the blueberry plant well next to the strawberry?
We'd
They're
have to
both
Google
berries.
it. Maybe so. I don't know, because the blueberries are like bushes, but the strawberries are kind of viney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they'd complement each other. I really don't know. We'd have to look into it. If anybody is an expert gardener here, definitely let us know whether blueberries and strawberries work together. It sounds like they would, but maybe it's just that they would in a fruit salad. Okay, Emperor Luna says, whoops, swipe the stream trying to raise the volume. I'm back. Great.
Planting. What goes good together plants well together.
Oh yeah, just whatever tastes best. Like you just plant a salad mix together and then harvest the full salad mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be ideal. That'd be the dream. We'll develop our own method of gardening doing that, and it'll work out terribly, and then we'll change plans mid harvest. Emperor Luna says even some plastic wrap. Serbska says gotta go. See you soon, Serbska. Emperor Luna says even some plastic wrap for particularly cold snaps can help plants in milder climates like those in the Aeternian heartland. Hey, I appreciate it. That's great advice. I would absolutely agree. Right now we have some greenhouse fabric, some actual like the clear greenhouse plastic that we were using as a kind of temporary roof structure for our experimental dwelling out at Vitae. And when we eventually started actually creating more of the structure that'll be needed to prep the frame for the roof, we pulled that down and have since stopped using it, but we still have a decent amount of a roll. So for 2 or 3 of our most desperate garden beds, we can probably set up some kind of framing for that to actually create kind of a micro greenhouse around them. And then you're right, trying to get something like plastic wrap as a quick, cheap alternative to like, we're all of a sudden panicking and our things are freezing up or they're about to freeze up or something. Because I guess once they're frozen, they're dead. Can't do anything. But in prepping for that, we could set up the same structure that we do for the little micro greenhouses and then just saran wrap a little bit to try and keep some of that heat in. Albanian says, Emperor AP, do you think the Empire's flag is better than the Commonwealth flag and the Communist flag? Think my Empire flag. I haven't been able to see and rate all of the different Albanian flags, but if you can send us them, maybe we can do a review one day.
Yeah, I realize it. But when Luna came in the chat, I was talking about Luna shortly after when you were pointing out the plants.
That is true. That is true.
No, but it's around the time that they join the stream. Like they had just messaged in the comments, like, "Hey, you gotta like make it to stream." So, and then you were like, "Luna, da 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 da." Yeah, it's like helpful. So, you just happen to have good timing with that one, even though you're probably forever above that.
Oh yeah, well I saw it just a few minutes ago and was like, "Hey, I'm glad you're able to be here." And then I ran back to the sign to show them. Yeah.
You know, they showed out like when you first did it.
Gotcha. Thanks, Bob. Okay. So also thank you for being here, Emperor Luna, as well. That means a ton. But yes, we are getting more food. I see our ally, Emperor Victor von Doom from the Empire of Aeternia, our one and only allies currently, saying hail to Aeternia.
I think you said that weird.
Emperor Victor. My apologies
maybe
if I misspoke.
Ending of Onia versus Onia? What? I don't know. The endings of the words may be too similar, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you said from the Empire of Aeternia instead of.
Oh, maybe I did. Maybe I goofed it. My apologies. If I did, Tiff's keeping me straight. Thank you guys. So yes, our friend, Emperor Victor von Doom from the Draconian Empire, being here with us. One and only allies. Thank you so much for being here. It means a ton to have so many nations present. So many nations who have helped us and helped to put together our Founding Day videos, helping to celebrate the 9 years we've existed. So thank you so much. Emperor Luna said purple carrots would fit Aeternia best. That would actually be very cool, especially like in a salad, be able to decorate them out, be able to bring them out for like soups, for like events where we have like food for people. That would go crazy. Purple carrots. We've looked for purple tomatoes. There's apparently like a Cherokee purple tomato that you can get.
It's a heritage tomato.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Heritage heirloom.
Heirloom. Yeah.
Heirloom. Herloom.
It's pronounced heirloom. H-E-I-R,
well,
like the heir to a throne. Heirloom.
Yeah, but...
To say, that's not right. That's no way. I agree. It shouldn't be pronounced that way, but it is pronounced that way. The English language is a mistress. A little bit of pure gold. Says we sold everything and bought an old horse property in mid-23. We did have chickens and raised pigs last year, but I had to give my chickens to my sister because the cops... because the coop got taken by a tornado. Oh, dang. That's horrible. I am so sorry. I hope you are able to rebuild your coop and rebuild your chicken stock eventually. Horse farm sounds absolutely beautiful. I imagine a ton of space to roam and to ride. That sounds wonderful. I will say we had similar experiences. We don't have chickens, but we do have these little guys that I'll point out to you right here. These are our quail. We have a flock of 5 currently. And there's some little troublemaking cuties.
Female, male. Where's the another female?
Yeah, some of them are hanging out by the water. But they, unfortunately, yes, they unfortunately got the flock we had previous to them. We had 5 as well. All got killed by stray dogs around here. So when we first moved in, our quail got decimated. We had to create this quail tank that we have now to try and protect them. And we reacquired 5 more quail to restart our flock. So we've gotten a few eggs from them now. I am trying them out on a new food. I'm trying to test out fermented food for the quail, which supposedly helps their digestion, gives them extra nutrients, and is supposedly a little bit better tasting for them. So, and helps you save on quail food, a whole lot of benefits. So we're trying to figure that out. And so because of that, I think the stress in like shifting foods has caused them to stop laying. So we're trying to keep bumping them up on the food, keep messing around with exactly how we're giving it to them, and hope that they start producing pretty quickly again. A little bit of pure gold says no blueberries like acid soil. Got you. Okay, thank you. So
Ghost is gaining more color. Before too much longer, Ghost is gonna be indistinguishable between the other birds.
She didn't stay. We had one quail that was a really, really pretty white color. It was just different than all the other quail. It wasn't albino or anything.
Kind of like grayish, more gray, not really much of any brown.
True. Very like light gray color. And so we called her Ghost. She's super cute. But yeah, now she is, as she has matured, changing to kind of the normal quail pattern. Still very beautiful birds.
No, I wanted her to stay gray.
You want her to stay gray. It's brokenhearted. It's okay. They'll have eggs, and those will be even more gray. Those babies.
For now, she's still like very noticeable compared to the others.
True.
But she is starting to gain some more color to her.
Yeah, absolutely. Serbska says, you could plant parsley in some pots. It just needs to be near sunlight and water. You can keep them inside close to the windows. That's not a bad idea at all, especially if you were trying to do some growing of some herbs, throughout the winter. That sounds like a cool idea. Absolutely. A little bit of pure gold says, strawberries like to sprawl, heavy feeders. Blueberries like each other, but they are acid-loving soil plants like hydrangeas. Gotcha. Okay. So if we can plant our strawberries, Tiff's giving me the bye. Bye, Tiff. Love you. Thanks for hanging out. It is raining. I get it.
No, I still have it going inside.
Oh, nice. Bye, bub. So these strawberries, if I understand you correctly, check out the video. Yes. Thank you. Tiff is reminding me to plug one more time, if you guys have not seen our videos talking about our founding day, our 9th year celebration. We do have that on the channel as one of our most recent edited videos, as well as the testimonies from other nations like the Empire of Aeternia that are discussing what our connection with them and how that relationship is built and what Aeternia means to them. So a huge honor for us to have those nations come out and speak on our behalf and celebrate us on Founding Day. And so if you guys are interested in that, definitely check that out. It means a ton to us. And it gets to show off our culture a little bit. It's super cool. Anyway, it's a great recommendation. I appreciate it. Albanian says, so I will learn more about strawberries and how they sprawl and what we need to feed them, and the blueberries for the acidic soil. That is a great point. Because I'm not sure exactly what our soil pH and stuff is here. I think it's fairly neutral. It's pretty diverse range of things we can grow here, but maybe blueberries wouldn't like it. So we may have to figure that out. Albanian says, I sent all 3 flags now. Thank you so much. I don't think I'll be able to view them until after the stream, but I appreciate you sending them. Serbska says hi. Pure Gold says, look back into Eden gardening. It was a game changer for me in my last 3 properties. And then says Cherokee Purple are my favorite, and Black Crim tomatoes. Wow, absolutely. We will have to look that up. Eden gardening sounds cool. Is that just a method of gardening, or is that a like a resource? Like, is that another channel? Emperor Luna says, there's also purple bell peppers, which I've sadly failed to grow this season. The tobacco hornworm is a vile creature. Yes, absolutely. I don't know if it's the tobacco hornworm that we are fighting, but we are absolutely fighting a hornworm kind that is violating our cabbage here. I am super upset with it. I've sprayed them off about 100 times, but it's just, and tried to pull off all their eggs and stuff, and I've done it successfully. But and you miss one egg and they all come back, so it's very, very tough, but we're getting them slowly but surely. We have managed to keep our cabbage alive enough that it is continuing to grow, so that is good. But I would be excited to try purple bell peppers. That sounds amazing. Right now all of our bell peppers are green, so not super in Aeternian theme. We could have done red bell peppers, we could have done purples, but we had gone with green. We're trying them out. And then we will hopefully have some more variety next season. Serbska, I'm sorry yours also failed. That's tough. It's cool that everybody's gardening, though, that there's like a good bit of gardening development here. Hopefully what we learn, we can impart on you guys. What you guys learn, for example, telling us about these different types of produce that we had no idea we could be growing, like the purple bell peppers. That can go right into the garden. That is aid not only from Primario in a financial contribution in being a sponsor of the Garden of Nations, but also as a an educational partner as well. That means a lot. And same to you, Serbska. Kachiko says, basil tomatoes go good together. Keep the bugs away. Smart one. Basil and tomatoes. I'll have to think about that. And it is interesting because those are kind of things that go in a lot of dishes together. So very cool. Very interesting. That will help. Thanks, Kachiko. Also a knowledgeable partner. A little bit of pure gold says, we're still building the tomato. We are still rebuilding. The tornado hit April 19th. Our greenhouse, lean-to, chicken coop, barn, and some of our roof got damaged. Oh, gosh. I am so sorry to hear that. That's awful. I mean, truly like a tragedy, a life-altering, turn your whole world upside down tragedy. That is awful. Wow. And especially a huge investment. Land is not cheap. Buildings are not cheap. Repair is not cheap. Labor is not cheap. That is rough. I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope everybody's safe first and foremost. And then also, you know, I hope you guys were able to get good connections with insurance and be able to rebuild. That's horrible. And I know, I'm confident just from hearing you that you guys will be back on your feet in no time. It sounds like you've been doing it a long time. It sounds like even for somebody who has had, you know, so much taken from them just now, it seems like you are in good spirits relatively. It seems like you guys are going right back at it. So that's a testament to your strength. That's a testament to what you've done and the knowledge that you have. And so I am getting soaked out here, but I appreciate you imparting some of that knowledge on those of us just getting started with gardening and then developing and self-sufficiency. So thank you. Pure Gold says probably won't get chickens again until next spring. That's fair. That's fair. Again, you guys are building. Got a lot to do. Indigo guy says grow mandarins. That's a great idea. I love oranges. This property, from what I understand, used to be a big orchard of a bunch of different types of fruit trees. Although I am not sure actively what it is that we can plant or would be best to plant out here. But I'm sure we could try something, some satsumas or something. Hey, Indigo guy says Aeternia is so tough. Thank you, Indigo guy. Appreciate you. Game recognizes game. I see you. Thank you. Indigo guy says, what's the environment of the country right now? I'll tell you. Rainy. Oh, no. Oh, gosh, for anyone who has, like, vertigo or has any issues with, like, sensory stuff like that, y'all are hating me right now. But it is raining. It is very rainy right now, standing out in the pouring rain to show everybody our beautiful garden beds. And now I think I am going to head back inside the Hall of the Empire to continue the stream so that my phone doesn't get too much more soaked and so that my electronics stay good. So give me just 1 second and I will be right in to continue talking. Aeternia forever. I see we have a first viewer, so maybe things have been fixed, but I'm not certain. Hey, Albania says, welcome back, Emperor AP. Thank you so much. I'm going to step into the Hall of the Empire. It is very hard to get signal in there, but just in case, I'm going to try to. So let me know if we lose signal again. Let's see. Gonna go in. Going in. Okay. I've just walked from there to here. Hopefully everything is okay. I appreciate everybody welcoming me back. Hopefully we are doing better. Please let me know if we're not. I'm just in here trying to get stuff set up. Let me see if I can open up even more. Maybe that'll help. Okay. Hey, we have 6 viewers. Thank you guys. Everybody welcoming me back means a lot. Said, there you go, got it. Yeah, I was really worried about having to exit the stream. I appreciate you guys. Emperor Victor Von Doom tried to call me as well, so I do want to give a special shout out to Emperor Victor for the assist there. Thank you everybody in the comments and in the chat. who did jump in to try and let me know. That means a ton. We always are trying to get every little bit of support and viewership we can. So when the stream dies and cuts off, it's really hard to. We are the Empire of Aeternia. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And we're excited to answer any questions you have. Albanian says not a cult. Thank you so much, Albanian. It means a lot. Preston says, I'm a big fan. Do you have any? Oh, goodness. Got it. People coming in trolling. Appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for the watch time hours. But what we are going to be focusing on right now is effectively what it is that we can do. We just showed a little while ago, we went from pouring rain, having to come and set up our strategy, to a clear sky, having to go back out, getting to show you guys a little bit of the garden, and then right back to pouring down rain. So we're back in talking about our strategy and talking about unpredictability. Today's stream, today's strategy update is basically discussing the people who are making things happen. I gave a big name drop earlier of all the different citizens who have, as of this past founding, oh goodness, cut out. It rains, or, you know, there, excuse me, having very talented people here is the fact that they're able to help us game plan for those times when we do not have the right setup, when we are thrown a curveball by the world or by the weather, by whatever. There is a ton of situations where if it's just myself, if it's myself and Tiffany, it's going to be near impossible for us to move as quickly as we need to make things happen, to be able to help people, to be able to feed people, to be able to try and build the housing that we'd like to for people. So it's going to be quite difficult. It's going to be a long push, and we need those people. We need those resources of people's time and effort, their intellectual contributions, to be able to say, hey, I have experience in this, and I don't think we're doing it the right way. I don't think we have the right idea. We need to change course. Or, hey, we've got part A of the plan here, but we don't have part of those people here. We can't figure those things out. It's going to take a little longer. It's going to be a lot harder. And to those people forward. So, I'll jump into a couple more comments, and then I want to further dive into exactly what that means and how those people connect to that. Kuchiko says, changed my profile. Great to see it. Pure Gold says, so I'm going to be doing a video series and streaming off basically taking our property through setting it up to being self-reliant little bit by little bit. Hey, that's amazing. I would love to be able to partner with you. I would love to collaborate or help in any way I can. Absolutely. No, please reach out if you have time. aeternianempire@gmail.com. We have our website. We have a bunch of different stuff in the description. If you would like to discuss that stuff and you would like to connect, I would appreciate it. Again, we're always looking for more information and ways to improve what we're doing out here. It seems like you guys have all the knowledge in the world. You've just been dealt a horrible hand. So being able to see that journey of you guys repairing and fixing things and coming back to full fruition is going to help us to get motivated and to get on our game plan and to make those improvements necessary to move right along with you. So thank you. Yeah, we would love that. For sure. As well, if you guys are interested, you're more than welcome to apply for citizenship to the Empire. Of course, there are plenty of people who are interested in residency in the Empire, living inside the Empire, but there are plenty of citizens who don't ever intend to be residents, who have their own thing going on, who are just fine, but want to help grow what we have, provide homes and food and a society that cares for its citizens. So if you're interested in doing that, excuse me, please email me so that we can get connected on officially, that we can actually talk about collaboration. Gold says, we just bought this property and it was run down, so we're still in the cleanup phase, but the weather set us back. That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat out here. And if we find that we're even relatively close to each other, I would love to do collaborations in actually visiting and hanging out with you guys and assisting you potentially. The benefit to us is we may not have a ton of knowledge, but now we have some resources and some manpower to be able to provide benefits. So if we're anywhere near each other's neck of the woods, maybe we can make that happen. But that being the case, I definitely want you to reach out to us if you can, just because I'm not sure of your email address. I don't know if you're comfortable giving it out on a public stream, but our email address is in the description. It's aeternianempire@gmail.com, and I really do want to do that collaboration. Albania says, Emperor AP, would you like to be a friend of the Empire of Albania? Of course. We were with all nations, so absolutely. I would love to learn more about what Albania and Aeternia can get. Absolutely. I will say alliances, and in Aeternia, look at our cultures right now. It's the that we've developed. We have created content. We have invested in each other's nations, both in knowledge and financially. We are tied. We are unified in many, many ways. And they have made great allies. That is a years-long investment between both of us, even before that alliance was officially established. So while we absolutely do want to be friends and may one day become allies, that's absolutely where it starts. Being able to develop a friendship, being able to connect, even when we're not talking about micronations, even like Pure Gold brought up, just being able to collaborate and hang out and teach each other stuff. Huge. That's a great way for us to be able to connect our communities, be able to become friends. Yes, absolutely. Albanian, that is great. I would love that. First off, Kuchiko said we're in southern New Hampshire. Very cool, not too far away. Emperor Von Doom said, Empress Alicia here. Greetings to you all. Hail to you, Emperor AP. Have you looked into companion planting? I have not looked into companion planting. That is a great concept, but well, I say I haven't looked into companion planting. I've learned a little bit about plant guilds, which basically kind of ties into companion planting. Plants that help each other, provide pest control, provide additional nutrients, provide much about it. I am not very well versed on it. It sounds like you may be a little bit Empress Alicia, which I would love to learn more about. I know you and I have discussed at length trying to develop a co-op and trying to work together on, you teaching us a little bit about that side of things and the business aspect. Pure Gold, it seems like as well, has quite a bit of knowledge, so I would love to learn from both of you. Pure Gold says, we're working on starting a YouTube channel and setting up a website. I just want to help others succeed and be more self-sufficient. It sounds like you already are. It sounds like you are doing quite well. Albanian says, there's an earthquake happening. Kuchiko says, I can do basic editing for you. Hey, that would be incredible. See, that's how this works. Absolutely. Being able to pool our resources, being able to work together, that's great. We would love edits from you, Kuchiko. That would help us. We're always looking to put out more social media content, especially shorts, short form content, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Those things are huge for us. So a lot of the time when we're here on a stream or something, or we're making a YouTube video, we're not always able to dedicate the extra time and resources to then cutting clips out of that and editing those together because we're working that is incredibly valuable to us. And we can do that consistently and with some some nice style, we would love that. Absolutely. Pure Gold says, I've been gardening and doing animals since I was born, so almost 40 years experience. Wow. So not only gardening, not only tending to, a farm in the sense of crops, you've also been doing animal husbandry. You've been doing livestock work. That's great too. Again, we've started with quail. We have another friendly micronation in Mississippi, the Kingdom of Arkovia. And Arkovia has quite a bit of experience and knowledge with quail specifically. So we've been meaning to reach out to them too and learn a little bit more, but we will take all the help we can get. And I would love to learn more about your efforts and your experience. Excuse me, let me go back up. Albanian says, I might need help soon. I hope we can provide some help, Albanian. Pure Gold says, I have knowledge on preserving the food you grew to butchering animals, planting, and orchard care. Yeah, that's incredible. Absolutely. Well, and part of it too is, we're trying to look to turn from these things that we have here, some of these resources that, again, things, excuse me, those crops are things that we plant outside of what we're doing as far as actually becoming farmers and livestock aficionados. We also need to be on the other end and learn the business side of it. We need to know how to market these things to people. We need to know how to develop products that, you're right, are shelf stable, that are valuable, and that people are going to become repeat customers for. We need to build up that clientele base. We need to be able to start a small business that can provide for this farm. We want to be a homestead. We want to build that up and to learn. So if you have that experience and you have that know-how, we would love any of it that you can sprinkle and that happens to land our way. Empress Alicia said, I'd be happy to share what I know, but I would think my friends in permaculture could be more helpful than me. It happens, for sure. Empress Alicia says, some of my good friends have graduated from permaculture programs or have small urban permaculture farms, which helps produce much more per square foot than traditional farming does. That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. I didn't know you were so well connected, Empress Alicia, but I would figure that makes a lot of sense. We would love that experience. A lot of it comes down to our lack of available manpower. That is growing, though. We have this government that is forming. We have people who are coming in and stepping up as citizens and going above and beyond. So that means a ton. And the same thing with you, Pure Gold. Outside resources help more than you know. Pure Gold to do quilting and like to focus on how the older generation did things. That's smart. I will say we got out here onto this property and we had an old lawnmower that was given to us, and it was really rough. I managed to get, hook up a battery to it, get it started and get it running, put some gas in it. It worked fine. The tires were all, dry rotted and stuff. So we blew up the tire. We had a flat tire, blew up the tire. We're able to drive it around a little bit. And then I, being silly and not realizing what I was doing, lost almost every bolt in one of those tires. By the time I stopped, and Tiffany fortunately stopped me because she realized that my tire was wobbling like that and swerving all over the place and looked like it was going to fall. So I tried to search the property, turn it upside down to find those bolts. Haven't been able to find them. Unfortunately, those may be lost to time. Maybe some archaeologist in the far future will find our bolts. But for the meantime, we're probably going to find bolts. And what I've been doing is using a sling blade. I have found this old, rusted, dull as anything sling blade that I have been trying to sharpen and slowly improve on. We have a file set here, which is nice, but I have been trying to go back to those old ways too. So even if we don't have that nice, newer technology, even if we have equipment that will really make this farm feel more manageable, we have something. We have something. You can't stop us completely from progressing. We'll keep pushing forward, even if it's with those old school hand tools. We will figure it out. Albanian says, the earthquake finally passed. I'm glad to hear Albanian is safe. I'm glad to hear the citizenry of Albanian is doing well and that there wasn't damage from the earthquake. I hope everybody in your area is safe as well. Empress Alicia said, internet connection is spotty for the video. Anybody else having issues hearing AP? Okay. You guys keep me updated. If it keeps blinking, we may just move to another spot, but we'll see. Pure Gold says, I don't traditional farm. I use back to Eden and organic methods. I guess close to permaculture. I don't use swells and etc. Makes sense. That's probably more beneficial for your soil. It sounds like you're doing a good thing. Kuchiko says, I might not be able to do editing at times because I'd have to use my other that has only like 10 gigabytes left. Understandable. And I don't have a computer, no problem. Again, we can just figure those things out and talk about that. No obligation for you. Just, if there's something that you're able to help us with, we're able to help. If it doesn't work out, maybe in the future it will. Alabama. So a good bit of a drive there, but nothing's impossible. You never know. Maybe we build a friendship, we do some collaborations, and we find ourselves on each other's doorsteps one of these days. Kachiko says, Von Doom, I'm also having problems. Okay. So it's not just the Von Dooms, unfortunately. So Pure Gold says, we are somewhere between modern fun / convenience in some things, but the property I try to do as natural as possible. Makes sense. I respect the commitment. You know what you want to do. You have the plan out, and you're saying this is what we're about. I respect it. I think we'll pay dividends. Map is the basic one of your land. I can ask my friends about low-cost, highly productive options if you would like. Absolutely. I know a lot of it. I say I know with a pinch of salt, with a grain of salt. I know a lot of that has to do with, like you're talking about, companion planting, with getting the right things in the right places. Absolutely. I would love to create a little map. I've had a plan to create a little map of Talon and Vine anyway, just for our own internal purposes. That would work well. When we develop that map, we can for sure get it to you. Also, 15 viewers, 14 likes. Thank you guys for being here and liking the video. Just this little bit of time that you spend here helps us to get some watch time hours, helps us have not reached monetization yet. So if you guys want to help us to build to that point, hanging out, talking to us, learning about what we're doing is a great way to get started. Also, checking out those other videos about our founding day and about all of the amazing nations like Draconia that gave testimonies about our connections and our friendships in the micronational world. So if you want to see all that, go check out our other videos, our edited videos that we posted this past week. Kuchiko says, hey, such as tomato and basil. Gotcha, okay. So it specifically is not just, yeah, Pure Gold says, this is my third property and my retirement. Starting from scratch, I plan on taking my time and doing everything to my expectations. I couldn't agree more. That's smart. It sounds like you've had plenty of experience doing it, and I'm excited to see what it turns into. It sounds like it's going to be a journey that anyone would love to be along for the ride for. Empress Alicia says, great, I'll be excited to share it with my farming folks. That means a ton, yeah. And, when we can get things figured out and a little more developed, we would love to host people out here and be able to say, hey, we have space if you want to come and, teach a class out here. If you want to come and, educate us on how to do things. If you want to come and, do some kind of workshop or something, that we could maybe get a gathering of people and have a big event around it. So future plans, but that sounds like a great, just getting that information, getting that knowledge from the experts is huge. Could you issues? Albanian says there's going to be a big update on the Albanian Discord server tomorrow. Hey, I'm excited to see it. I can't wait. Ruteshia says, after a long time, I'm back. Thank you for being here, Ruteshia. We appreciate it. Emperor Luna says, speaking of Founding Day, a feast for the 10th Founding Day would be swell, especially if representatives from other nations bring national dishes of their own. Absolutely. I know it's a long, nearly, not impossible, but very hard drive out here from Texas. It's an expensive flight as well. Emperor Luna, if you ever had the ability to make it out, especially for our 10th Founding Day, we would love to have you. That's a thing you probably have to plan out for a long time. If you were interested in doing that, if you think it'd be reasonable, let me know, and we can start. If not, no worries. We will try to do that. We will try and find some of our allies and friends to bring together on that as well. Same thing for Draconia. A little bit of Pure Gold says Three Sisters, the traditional Native American gardening method, involves all of those things. Yeah, absolutely. Empress Alicia says more video trouble. Dang it. Okay. Pure Gold says, I'm a Cherokee native in Oklahoma and want to bring more of their farming traditions into it. That's wonderful. Absolutely. We have a local friend here named David who is native as well and recommended to us that we check out, I forget the name of the fire something. I forget the name of the YouTube channel, but he recommended a YouTube channel for us that is based around that, native traditional farming techniques, learning about things like controlled. Of course, you can't learn any better than from the people who had been doing it for thousands of years before you. So let's see. Empress Alicia said, I do hope I can hear better on the replay on YouTube. Okay. So are we also having audio troubles? I'll try and speak a little closer into the mic if that helps. I'm sorry that there's so much delay and so much issue. I'll try to head out to the outside of the building in a moment if it's still an issue. Purple, little bit of pure gold says, where are you located? I'm in Oklahoma. We're in North Alabama. So we're in Alabama. We would love to connect to you guys at some point. Kachiko says, might be able to come in on the 15th founding day. Hey, that'd be awesome. Yeah, we would love it. Albanian says, Emperor AP, are you going to change your flag on the 10th founding day? No, not at all. No, the Empire of Aeternia's flag is the arrow of progress. It is based on the story of Odysseus. It's about being the people who can come back, the beggar who reclaims their throne, who is the right person at the right time to take care of the people. That is our ideal, ever moving forward, ever chasing progress, uniting the invisible, achieving the impossible, as is our motto. That's what we're trying to do. So no, we won't change our flag. It is our branding. It is who we are. It's a part of our culture now. So I don't think we'll be changing the flag, but I think on that 10th year, the flag will mean even more than it does today. We will have all new stories and new experiences to share. We'll probably have new traditions that we're coming up with and passing around to honor that flag and to honor all of the people who make it mean what it does. So even though we may not change flags, the flag will take on all new meanings on that 10th founding day. I guarantee it. Albanian says, Kachiko says, AP's in Alabama. And Albanian says, more lag. And then everybody's saying, lag, no. Pure Gold says, I look around, see if I can't find his channel. Thank you. Of course. Emperor Luna says, nah, the flag is perfect. It must be preserved. Thank you, Emperor Luna. I appreciate your reverence for our flag. I'm certainly grateful for it. I agree. It's our history. It's tradition. I've been sitting under and honoring and preserving and protecting and building the name of this flag for nearly a decade. It would be kind of wild to change it like that, but not the worst thing in the world. I know a lot of micronations do make changes, change it up, but that is not our strat. That's not how we're going for it. It is still pouring down raining. What I'm trying to think about is whether or not it's worth it to go ahead and walk out there, see if the stream improves a little bit from that. Pure Gold says, we named our place Kings on the Hill. Very exciting. Absolutely. Is that a play on King of the Hill? And I'm sure it's not connected to it, but have you ever seen the show King of the Hill? Tiffany and I love watching King of the Hill. I watched it growing up. They just came out with a new season. Not to get on a King of the Hill rant, but or a TV show rant, but I do like King of the Hill. We've been catching up on the new season. And Kings of the Hill, very cool name. Very cool name. Sounds like almost the name of like a rock band as well. You can do so much with that name. The branding, especially with you guys building your ecosystem out there, your business out there, your retirement, your culture, your setup for your family. That's going to become some big traditions. That's going to be something really cool, and I'm excited to see it. Emperor Von Doom said, Empress Alicia said, I also have been meaning to tell you That as much as I detest AI environmental impact, I purchased the Plus plan to help me with my last week of summer semester. I don't know if you have the Plus plan. We do have, I'm not sure if it's called the Plus plan, but we do pay for ChatGPT. We have ChatGPT 5 right now. We have like the student edition, whatever, that we pay for. That's a little bit discounted because we're students. But it is super useful. It is very beneficial, even though it is not the best environmentally. One thing to potentially look to in the future, if you want something that you have a little more control and ability over, that will have less range, will be less advanced, less sophisticated, but can still do quite a lot, and you have more control over. DeepSeek. DeepSeek is, I believe, from a Chinese company, and it is one that you can completely download onto your device. So it's not like it's an AI that's connected to servers. It is something that can run completely on your private device, completely offline. Again, that comes with its own limitations, not being able to search the internet, not being able to do things like that. But I know there are lots of modifications you can make to that, lots of upgrades you can make to it for your own interests, and it's free. So that's something to think about as well if you ever want to shift away from ChatGPT. But we are using ChatGPT as well. It is very beneficial for the money, for sure. Albanian says, well, the place where you're going to move has been taken. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear. Danny Maloney says, I named Jaredgrad after my friend Jared and meant it as a play on Stalingrad. Very cool. Adapting your friends and your culture and your community, adapting your friends and your community into your culture. That's pretty powerful. Emperor Victor says, Emperor Celicia says, but I am happy to use it for anything you need if you can benefit from it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We do have the Plus plan. And again, I'm not sure if it's called the Plus plan or not. We have whatever the student paid plan is. But we absolutely could benefit from that, I'm sure. We'll talk it over. Kuchiko says, if you're wondering why we're named Kuchiko, it's because of the Kuchiko River that branches off of the Pistica River, and the Piscatica River branches off of the Great Bay. Oh, interesting. And where is that exactly? Emperor Luna says, AI is a tool, and using it as such is no shameful thing. It's only using it as a crutch to prevent yourself from progressing or improving that becomes an issue. I completely agree. And as the Empire of Aeternia moving for the arrow of progress, we can't let anything stop us. So we'll have to learn to use it responsibly and to use it to build on our goals. Empress Alicia says, DeepSeek, thank you, cool. Yeah, absolutely. It has a picture of a whale, I think is their logo. They're pretty interesting. Albanian says, Emperor AP, I found a company that prints flags. Hey, very cool. Again, people ask us where we got our flag, and it was actually given to us by a citizen. It was something that previously Tiffany was hand sewing a flag for us, which is still incredible, but was hand sewing a flag for us. And then Stephen, master of the House of Treasure, was able to purchase us this flag and actually supported us in doing so. So we had a first official beautiful flag. I'm not sure exactly where he purchased it, but we are incredibly lucky to have it. Speaking of, I don't want to do too much here with these because I don't want to get them dirty, but if you guys have not seen our 9th Founding Day video, one of the things you would have missed is that we have 2 of these beautiful 6-foot-long custom imperial color banners. They are super tall. Again, about 6 feet, it's about as tall as I am, maybe a little shorter than 6 feet. I think I'm a little shorter than 6 feet, but these are huge. These are very huge. We had them hanging up in the video. Again, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. We went all out this year for our Founding Day, and we're going to be continuing to use those in future videos and future ceremonies and events. So we're building the culture, we're building the traditions, we're building the assets of the empire day by day, week by week, month by month, and of course year by year. Empress Alicia says, I'm concerned about the power and water usage of data centers. We have one being created near us. Absolutely. And how does that, how do you feel that will affect you? Just strains on the grid? Also, do these data centers, in addition to taking in a lot of resources, are they a big producer of pollution? I know they're not the same as a manufacturing, like an assembly line, a manufacturing business that would have lots of waste that it produces. But you would think, there's got to be some e-waste, from servers that they burn up, or from just the general maintenance that they have to do on things. It seems like there would be a lot of negatives. Progress, technology, people pushing forward with all of that is wonderful, but if we can't do it ethically, if we can't do it responsibly, it's going to hurt people, and that's dangerous. And we, as people in societies, should have the right to be able to say, hey, this is concerning to me. I don't necessarily want you to build something that can be harmful to me and my family right next door to us. There should be, at very least, severe regulations that need to be put into place to ensure that they're keeping people safe and are being held accountable and having to be transparent about what it is that those data centers do and what they're using. Albanian says, it's called Flag Maker in Print. Oh, very cool. Empress Alicia says, gorgeous flag. Thank you so much. And then Dynamic jumped in. Hey, Dynamic, we haven't seen you in a stream or two. It's great to see you. Thank you for being here. Emperor Luna says, oh, that's beautiful. Those were from Founding Day? Nice. Yes, absolutely. If you go back and watch the video of Founding Day, we have those two banners set up. In fact, we had our two nobles from the House of Solace actually going in the procession with me and following behind me to plant those. They actually set them in the ground on the stage. I helped them to secure them down into the ground, and then I started my speech. So it was sincerely a very moving cultural event for us. We haven't had nearly that much of a cultural display before, and for a lot of our friends and family, that's huge. To be able to say we're a part of the Empire of Aeternia, we're these citizens of this country, a lot of people can kind of just go, okay, and brush that off, and it doesn't really seem like a lot. But then, when you are actually inviting people out to an event, when you're showing them the traditions and the culture that you're performing, and when their families and friends get to connect to that and see, oh, dang, okay, so we're a part of something cool, we're doing something, this is fun, I like this. It shows the impact that those people are having. It validates it, I think, for them in really internalizing what it means to be a citizen, and again, validating it, reaffirming their commitment to our country, and that provides value for them. And then also it shows their family that this is something that is more three-dimensional than they probably thought. This isn't just some concept on a paper. This is a community. This is a group of people who care about each other and who are looking out for each other's best interests, who are trying to build on each other's efforts. So it was so heartwarming. It was so cool. It was what we have pushed for and hoped for all of this time and have started to make. So again, it didn't seem like the video, the way that we edited it, the way that we put it together was necessarily everybody's cup of tea, because it hasn't performed great. Both of those videos, probably the worst videos we've had in a long time as far as viewership, but as far as our culture, as far as our internal stuff, unmatched. I mean, the actual event in person, it's small, but meaningful, rich in culture, rich in support, and in a way feeling like we had come together in ways we hadn't before. So again, just incredible thing. Everybody left, I think, feeling real excited about what we're going to be doing this year, and everybody's talking about their roles and different stuff. And we're going to push forward. So I don't want to jump the gun too much and over-exclaim all of how amazing everything is, but that was a big moment for me. That really hit for me. For the last 9 years of us building this, of pushing and talking to people, and getting rejections on citizenships, struggling to get our name out there and connect with other micronations and be recognized and even accepted or respected by other micronations, even just by the general public, has been hard. And being able to have people who have been citizens, who have developed, who have, come in on that and put in the groundwork and helped us and struggled with us, whether they came in 2-3 years ago or whether they came in last year. That's huge. That was something that was different for me. That felt different for me. And I think that is an amazing way to start our year. Albania says, add your banners on the side of your flag. Absolutely, that would be a cool setup. So let me back it up. The other thing that we had over there too, which I didn't show off as much on I haven't shown off here on this live stream, but that I do have in the video from Founding Day. We also have 2 large pillars. They come to about 6 something feet tall, similar in size to the banners. But they were these columns, these wooden columns that look like, the Greek marble columns. And we were able to get those and clean them up and put flowers in them. And that was also a part of the stage, also helped to add to the feel and the air. It was super cool. It was super cool, guys. And we're going to be able to reuse all of those things for the next Founding Day. So it'll be the same, but even bigger. We had to Tiffany used a sewing machine to sew those banners together. I helped to build a frame for them. So we, have built these things now that we'll be able to use year after year after year. And when we go to put in more effort into developing next year's Founding Day, we don't have to put it back into redoing all of the decorations. We add more decorations. We add more to the event. We add more of our unique culture and our unique food and stuff. So there's more aspects we can gain control of and build that make it feel so much special, not just for me as the leader, the Emperor of Aeternia, but for each and every citizen, for people who are there in person and who are able to feel the energy around them, and for the people who watch it afterward, our friends and citizens and government members like Dakota and like James, It needs to feel special for us all, and I think that is hard to get through the screen, but for Aeternians, you can feel it. You can feel it for sure. Empress Alicia says, strains on the grid. They are charging quite a bit to all electric, and they're charging quite a bit to all electric consumers. Prices have doubled. I'm scared what they'll do with the water. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think about that. It does affect you not only in the sense of, hey, my power grid is less reliable because all of a sudden this huge server farm, that's pulling megawatts or whatever, all of a sudden has a big spike or something, or there's too much strain on the grid and the grid shuts down. And that group has a bunch of backups and has uninterruptible power supplies and stuff that try and keep them online for a little bit. But all these people who are at home who have, maybe people who are in medical conditions that need constant electricity, people who, have multiple kids who are trying to, live their lives and keep food in the fridge and keep, cooking and doing the things that you need to do on a daily basis, having a hot shower. All of that, you're washing your clothes, all of that could be shut off and cut off from you in an instant, all because of this big server farm. That does sound scary. Emperor Luna jumping in and says, yes, they are. In Abilene, I was able to see firsthand the state of the water flowing back out of one of such data centers. It's not safe for drinking, for sure. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. So didn't think about that either, but the water they're using, I imagine, is for cooling all of these huge servers. And yeah, when you're cycling that through, theoretically, you're not necessarily pushing that through individual components. You're not, you're not having it directly touch a lot of toxic metals, but at the same time, you may, be pushing it through pipes that rust and corrode. You may be, pushing that through plastics that are getting superheated and having those microplastics enter the waterways, the public waterways, going into the fish that people are consuming, going into, requiring that much more effort and expense for the city, county government there to actually filter the water, adding so much more strain to that aspect, and maybe requiring that water users as well people connected to the water system and the sewer system pay more in addition to that. So yeah, it could increase prices and risk for everyone. I will say my phone is on 5%, now 4%, so we are going to have to go. I'm going to read the last couple comments and then have to jump off. A little bit of pure gold, please reach out to us. Again, aeternianempire@gmail.com. Link is in the description. As soon as you can, if you can email us, I would love to collaborate with you and reach out. Empress Alicia, thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much for being here. And it's time to make a difference. It's time to make a difference in our country. It's time to make a difference in our world. It's time to make a difference in our communities and in our friendships. We are here to support you, and we're honored that you've been here to support us. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. This has been the update for the Empire of Aeternia strategy. We are coming back in our 9th year harder than ever, and we are ready to make a difference. Aeternia forever. See you soon.